This is the first ever COBBLEMON Nuzlocke. Basic Nuzlocke rules state I can only catch the first Pokemon in each route, and when one of my Pokemon faint, it's considered dead. Never allowed to be used again. But how do you do that in COBBLEMON? Well, basically what I did is I compiled and grouped all of the spawn requirements for every COBBLEMON and put them on a wheel. Whenever it's time for an encounter, the wheel will decide my Pokemon. Will I get some godlike Pokemon like Garchomp or Charizard? Will I be left in the dust with weaklings like Bidoof and Caterpie? Find out as I complete the first ever COBBLEMON Nuzlocke. I didn't mention it yet, but I stream every challenge video I do over on twitch.tv/itsEyrie. I would love to have you guys cheering me on and helping me make decisions in future challenges. Also, a good portion of you guys aren't actually subscribed to my channel. The bigger this channel gets, the easier it will be for me to make content for you guys about COBBLEMON, and more people will know about the mod, so your support is always appreciated. Anyways, let's get to it. I start out this run just like any Pokemon playthrough ever, choosing a starter. Twitch chat and I decided that choosing a fire type would be the smartest, as they're typically rare or usually strong, and of course, they beat the first gym, grass. I guess now's a good time to mention that the goal of this challenge is to beat 4 of the gym leaders on my COBBLEMON server, which you can play today super easily. IP's in the description, and I know you won't be able to beat my gym leaders, they're the best out there. Whenever I do playthroughs like this on stream, I let Twitch chat choose my starter. Seems like they narrowed it down to 2 picks, Torchic and Chimchar. Thank God, because Litten, who many know is my least favorite Pokemon of all time, was pretty close to being first. I mean, come on, why does this turn into this? Plus, Decidueye is so much cooler. It would have been so much better in Super Smash Bros. But instead, we got the stupid, dumb, ugly cat. Okay. Breathe, Eyrie. Your therapist talked about this. Anyways, chat went ahead and chose Chimchar in the redraw, and it was time to start gathering the first few members of our team. Altogether, I chose 10 biomes, so I started rolling. Yeah, another fire type. I mean, I'm not complaining. Magmortar is an amazing Pokemon late game, and the fire coverage will hopefully help us in the grass gym. Magby only spawns in the nether, so I travel on over and pick up our little guy, making it the second member of our team. At this point, I was really eager to see what Pokemon we'd be getting, so I went for another roll. I was feeling very confident after getting Magby that we'd have another super strong team member with a high base stat total. I had my hopes up, but Plusle could be good. An Encore Charm Nuzzle set on this could be very good for disrupting my opponent's teams and giving me a lot of tempo. While searching for this Plusle though, I actually stumbled upon a full odd shiny Deerling. I didn't expect to find a shiny, so I never officially stated if I had a shiny clause. Didn't actually have time to think about it before the crowd of players chasing me throughout the challenge ended up trying to kill it and catching it before I could. After a bit too much time searching, I was finally able to add Plusle to my team. 3 Pokemon down, 3 more to go before the first gym. Immediately, I decided to roll my 4th encounter. It's like playing the Pokemon lottery. I was pleasantly surprised when I had to catch something from the Zubat line. Crobat can be a super fast, physically strong Pokemon with a set like Cross Poison, Acrobatics, Toxic, and Leech Life. I quickly add Zubat to the team and keep on rolling. Okay, now I can't make this up. Watch this next roll. Fire type's in a flying poison type already. I hate Incineroar. Seriously, anybody I play Super Smash Bros. With knows I despise this character. I hate its design, I think it's super toxic in VGC, and I know it's coming back in the new Scarlet and Violet DLC, and I just don't want to watch Intimidate Incineroar run the meta again. Alas, after a bit of searching, one of my viewers found me a Litten. Can't tell if I want this thing off my team, or if it's going to carry me throughout the entire run. I guess we'll find out. We're headed to the desert. Cubone it is. After giving the Mons the best movesets I could and leveling them up to the gym's cap of 25, it was time to challenge Trico Max's grass gym. This gym is a 3v3 fight. His team consists of Shiftry, Grovyle, and Ludicolo. I decided to bring in Monferno, Golbat, and Torracat, my 3 strongest Pokemon, which all happen to have amazing matchup against all of Trico's team. I decided to lead with Monferno, as I think it would be best against his lead Shiftry, since Dark-type moves won't have much effect. Of course, he leads off with a Fake Out, no surprise here, but his next move really caught me off guard. Yeah, so the C-Dot family can learn Explosion via TMs, and my gym leaders use commands to give their Pokemon the optimal, legal movesets. So, our first death. Alright, next out comes Grovyle. Thankfully, I'd switched into Golbat, so it was an easy 2-hit KO. Next comes out Ludicolo, and I have a healthy Golbat to deal with it. This thing would be a huge threat to Torracat, and even though I wanted to switch in and watch it die, I decided to stick through and 2-shot Ludicolo with Golbat's wing attacks, earning myself the first gym badge of the challenge. Now, you guys know what I'm here for. It's time to catch 2 more members of our team. And we can't do that without paying homage first to our fallen hero. First up here is the Taiga. Some awesome Pokemon can come here, like the Rowlet line, Murkrow, Weirdeer. I got the Rabbit. After that disappointment, I knew the Swamp wouldn't let me down. With plenty of good spawns like the Mudkip line, Lotad line, and plenty more, the wheel picked me Misdreavus. Thank God this happened because it would go on to make the next fight against the next gym super easy. It was against Femcell, the Ghost Gym leader, sporting a 4v4 format. They have a ferocious team of Haunter, Golett, Mimikyu, and their scariest, their ace Decidueye. I decided to lead Incineroar against their Haunter, knowing Darkest Lariat would hit super hard. Thankfully, the only thing this Haunter could hit me with was Nightshade, which did a consistent 35 HP to me. So while I was asleep, it switched into Golett, which Incineroar woke up and one-shot, forcing Haunter back onto the field for a crisp Darkest Lariat to the face. 2 months down, and I've only had to use Incineroar. Of course, just Incineroar. At the sight of Mimikyu, I knew I couldn't stay in. Mimikyu has this neat ability called Disguise. This ability essentially gives Mimikyu a free substitute when it comes into battle, so it can tank 1 free hit. I knew Incineroar wouldn't be able to OHKO this Pokemon, and I wasn't sure if it would survive a Shadow Sneak, or I knew it wouldn't survive a Crit Slash.
Even though I wanted this thing to die,
I decided to swap into Magmortar. Unfortunately, Magmortar was also no match for Mimikyu, and I had to switch into Marowak to finish it off. Next in is Decidueye. And for all you prospective Nuzlockers out there, it's important to know when to sack a Pokemon. This was Marowak's duty in this fight. So, I let it stay in against the razor-leafing, bow-wielding owl for our second death of the run. Luckily for me, that means Incineroar was able to come in. Of course, outspeed the Decidueye and deliver a 1-hit KO with Darkest Lariat. Of course it was Incineroar, you've got to be kidding me. With 2 badges in hand, we get 2 more encounters. Firstly, the Savannah. I was actually really hoping for a Nidoran here since the next gym is Poison, and Stab Earthquakes would be amazing against them. Luckily, we rolled it and found an Adamant one, which means it's going to pack a punch. Finally, for our second to last encounter of the run, we get a measly old Krabby on the beach. I thought this Pokemon would be really useless, but you'll see his use soon. Time for our next gym battle against, it's Trico Max again. Okay. This time he's running the Poison Gym and it's a 5v5. This seems really strong. It's Tentacruel, Crobat, Arbok, Venusaur, and his ace, he also has a Nidoking. The fight starts off Kingler v Tentacruel. By stroke of luck, however, my Kingler hits a Guillotine, which is a 1-hit KO move which has very low accuracy. Tentacruel had the potential to heavily swing the tempo in Trico's favor with its confusing water pulses and Toxic, but luckily, we dodged that problem. Kingler didn't get so lucky against Arbok, swiftly becoming our 3rd death of the playthrough. I just really wanted Guillotine to hit twice. Kingler served its purpose, and we'll never forget him for that. Nidoking comes in for a quick Earthquake OHKO when Trico sends in Crobat. I have nothing on this Nidoking that can hit Crobat hard, so I'm forced to switch into Magmortar, who tanks an Acrobatic and sends a flurry of Thunder Punches to defeat the Crobat. Since Trico was saving Nidoking for last, he was forced to send out Venusaur, which, if you know anything about the Pokemon type chart, you know a Flamethrower from Magmortar is absolutely going to demolish this Venusaur. And yeah, that's how it went. Last was Nidoking, specially trained so that his Earth powers hit like a truck. He actually had a series of misplays here, causing me some unnecessary deaths, such as keeping in my Magmortar and it died. So I switched to Nidoking. I knew my Nidoking would OHKO his, but all came down to whoever's was faster. Unfortunately for us, Trico must have gotten the Usain Bolt of Nidokings and it shredded ours. This is when I realized Mismagius has the Levitate ability, which means it can't get hit by Earth Power, which means I could have switched into it the whole time. Mismagius swiftly took out the Nidoking with just a couple Psywaves. 3 badges in hand, 1 more encounter, and the final challenge awaits us. Our last encounter is going to be any Pokemon you can find in a body of water. There's some amazing picks here, including, but not limited to, Gyarados, Kingdra, Sharpedo, Greninja, Poliwrath. I could go on. I unfortunately got a Pokemon so bad that it doesn't even learn any attacking moves. That's right, the sea cucumber himself, Pyukumuku, would be our final team member. I wasn't so thrilled going into the final gym. My team of Lopunny, Crobat, Pyukumuku, Mismagius, Plusle, and of course it's still alive, Incineroar. My final challenge would be against the most ferocious dragon tamer on my server, Turtle Titan. Turtle Titan has challengers compete in a 6v6 battle against his, and hold your breath here because it's a strong team, Garchomp, Gyarados, Dragonair, Charizard, Kingdra, and his ace, Tatsugiri. This team is intense, but I was hoping the bond I'd made with my Pokemon throughout the playthrough would triumph. Except for you, Incineroar, I still really don't like you. I lead off with Pyukumuku against the Garchomp because in reality, I just wanted it dead. However, the little cucumber was a lot bulkier than I remembered. He tanked 2 Dragon Claws and unleashed 2 counters at the Sand Shark, defeating it. That's right, my sea cucumber beat one of the strongest Pokemon in the game like it was nothing. Next in is Gyarados, who, swiftly took out Pyukumuku. I wasn't expecting much more, but I have the perfect counter to it, Plusle. Even with its average special attack stat of 85, it easily one-shot the 4 times weak Gyarados, forcing out Turtle's Dragonair. Before I could get a Nuzlocke, it Dragon Tails my Plusle, putting it to low health and forcing a switch to Mismagius. Again, by a huge stroke of luck, Dragonair misses the next 3 Dragon Tails, letting Mismagius get a ton of damage off. Like, it's a 90% accurate move. I'm actually in awe that this happened. And this is where Turtle made a fatal mistake. See, Mismagius has an above average special attack stat, and Turtle didn't expect me to have taught it Power Gem. Charizard, his next Pokemon, can't even blink before it gets blasted in the face for the easiest OHKO of my life. Next up is Kingdra, a rather scary mon for my team. Mismagius, after carrying us the last 2 gyms, finally meets its match to this Kingdra. And so does Plusle, but we really didn't care about Plusle. I do feel bad about this Mismagius. It did carry, and I was starting to get attached to it. Crobat, though, is able to take out the Kingdra with just 2 cross poisons, but before it faints, it uses Yawn, and now I'm asleep against a fresh Tatsugiri, Turtle Titan's ace. After being confused by a Water Pulse, Crobat is not able to hit Tatsugiri even once, and falls to the Tatsugiri. That's when I had to make the hardest decision of my adult life. After all the complaining about Incineroar, after trashing it for hours, after telling my chat it was one of my least favorite Pokemon, would I send it out and let it carry me to victory? The answer is yes. This thing's actually broken. Tatsugiri did not stand a chance. It took a bit to swallow my pride, but I think I have a newfound appreciation for the Incineroar line. It's not his fault he's that good in VGC and annoying in Smash Bros. He just wanted to be included. And thanks to him carrying me through pretty much every fight, I am now included in the pantheon of COBBLEMON Nuzlocke champions. I really appreciate you guys sticking around this long. I plan to do more content like this, sprinkled in with what we normally do here, so subscribe if you enjoyed it. And let me know if you like Incineroar or not, because, it's growing on me. I might consider Incineroar not my least favorite Pokemon anymore. Let me know what your guys' least favorite Pokemon is in the comments, and we'll all trash on them together. Anyways, I've got more Pokemon to catch, so I've been EYRIE, and you have a great day.